Again, we haven't done
So
one of these podcasts in a while. It's been shoot almost like 8 months now, and we were definitely in some different positions than we were before. So we have a little bit more insight and knowledge from the journey to kind of shed on for you guys. But we're kind of doing the structure a little bit differently to make sure it's a little bit more tailored to you guys. So we've been kind of building up questions over the past few months from TikTok, Instagram, live sessions, wherever, and anything that we haven't been able to answer directly, this is where we're kind of culminating it to. So anytime we do these, this is kind of how we're gonna do it. So if you get on and or you see the replay and there's a question that you have for us, ask it in wherever you find us, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Ask it in the comments, and it'll be on one of these episodes. All right. So just to give some background on me, I'm Drip Sparrow. I'm the CEO of TDB Unlimited and Sparrow Funding. Sparrow Funding is a brand new prop firm that we opened after about 5 years of being a educational company, just built around teaching traders how to trade better. I developed a few trading tools to kind of help that along, and to bridge the rest of the ecosystem. It felt like the next move was to start a prop firm. So that's why that move occurred, and that's where I'm at now. Kim, if you want to give them some background on you.
yep. So I help out with Sparrow Funding's TDB where I can fit in where I can get in. You feel me? So I help out there. I do sales, and also I'm just a person that likes to help other people succeed in either way, any way I can. So whether that be volunteering, I post videos on Instagram. Like I said, I'm in sales. I train people, help people out. I do a lot of different things. So definitely have to be on the show. Got to be back. Get it going.
Yeah, before we would get deep into the questions, I did want to go ahead and give a kind of a slight round of applause to our first trader. We already announced our first fully funded trader got a payout, but for anybody that doesn't know already, in our very first month of operation as a prop firm, we had our first fully funded trader get a payout, and I didn't know in the moment that was kind of big for prop firms. Most prop firms didn't pay out their first month, so in wanting to be above the crowd in transparency and tools, we're also above the crowd and paying out right out the gate. So just to kind of throw that out there.
Yeah.
But the first question I had got was, why did I really start Sparrow Funding? I kind of answered that a little bit, but just to give a shed a little more light on it, it's when you have automation and education already, the natural next step to me, what felt natural to me was, figuring out a way to provide funding as well. You know what I'm saying? So we can provide for anybody getting into the space of investing, whether that be you want to learn how to do it yourself, you can get our free course. You don't want to touch nothing, you can get our automation, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to scale up, you can come get a funded account. You know what I'm saying? So we can the idea is to be able to provide for the whole community. And I think something that was not allowing me to grow before was because I wasn't tailoring all of my tools and products to just traders. I was trying to get everybody in the world. I wanted to sell to everybody. And it's
Hmm.
like, you can't sell to everybody out the gate. That's just the truth of it. So I had to kind of lock in who I'm focused on, who I'm building for, and that is for traders, investors, entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? And that's locking in that niche allowed me to allow that clarity for building a prop firm to come about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I guess one thing that people probably want to know: how long have you been doing this trading thing for?
Roughly just over a decade now. Just
Okay.
over a decade. So I actually was technically trading before I was legally allowed to, but the space was a lot less regulated back in 2015, 2016. So I was able to create offshore broker accounts and trade them, without having any issues, because like I said, the regulation is still becoming a lot more solidified in the space. So, I was able to take advantage of it early. But I was always told as a kid from my father to make my money work for me. Now he didn't specifically say go figure out how to invest, but that was something he ingrained in me any like pretty early. So, soon as Bitcoin started becoming, a popular thing, I was into it, really, really, really quickly, and that's where I started, my trading journey, just getting in and out of Bitcoin and Ethereum trades. Um,
We got people in
another,
the chat saying hi. What's
what's
up with
up,
y'all?
LeBron James?
LeBronny James. Come on.
LeBronny James, Vanilla Liam. What's up, gang?
Yup.
If you have any questions specifically while we going through all this, just drop it in the chat and we're gonna get to it. But the next question was, what did building this business teach me that trading alone never could? Managing, like, okay, so I've been managing risk for a long time, but managing risk with other people's risk is
Yeah.
a different ballpark, and it comes with like another level of being meticulous. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like you can seeing how risky an asset is on a chart is much different from seeing how risky a person is with $50,000 in their hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So doing this taught me really just essentially another level of risk. Like, if you're a day trader right now, just understand that like risk management has higher heights, and I'm sure that there's like more levels of managing risk that I haven't even touched yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely, keen on figuring out, because I kind of pride myself on being, a person that's able to manage risk well. How old are you? Do you have any kid and wife? Can't I say hi to them? That's my question. I'm 20. I'm 25. I'll be 26 this year. I do have one kid and a wife. They're in there. She's, I think, changing the baby. But whenever she come out, I'll have them come over here and say what's up.
Well, I guess if you guys know me, and like I said, my name's Kim the Motion on Instagram. Everybody knows if you follow me on there. I'm strictly about like consistency, commitment, being disciplined, hitting your goals. That's one thing I've been driving pretty much my whole entire life. That's kind of how I've been able to get to where I am at now. And one thing that everybody asks me, right? Because every video I talk about is like, what's your why? Like, why are you even going down this path, right? I mean, if you're watching this live, I'm assuming you're watching it because you want to either make money, become smarter, learn a new thing. You're not just watching just for entertainment, because I mean, we're entertaining people, but we're not that entertainment, right? This is
We're
not,
not that
yeah, this is not,
innocent. We're talking
this is
about
not
business
TV.
and
Yeah,
finance. You
this is
and
about
this,
business
you know
and
what I'm saying?
finance. Yeah, so if you're watching this, you're probably looking to grow in some area of your life. And before you even take, that journey to start growing, I highly suggest that you look into your why. And that's one thing people always ask me, like, how do you find your why? Like, what is your why? And the why is what get you out of bed in the morning. The why is what has you working hard, working early, staying up late, waking up early, like doing the things that people don't want to do to get successful. And the when you find your why, the easier it is to do those things, right? Like for Drip got a wife, he got a kid, right? His why is he want to take care of his family, right? So he can't take his foot off the gas because that why is important. If he's not putting in work, getting these prop firms started, getting these traders do it, making this money, how his family going to eat. Like when your why is big enough, it's easy for you to stay consistent, easy for you to stay disciplined, easy for you to, keep going and never give up and never quit and find a way to win. So that's one question I get asked, because I always talk about find your why. You need to find your why. You need to know your why, because your why is what's going to keep you cemented. Your why is what's going to keep you going day in and day out. Your why is going to keep you consistent, right? Your why is going to have you working harder than everybody else, and your why is what's going to help you to make the money. So before you
Most
even
definitely.
hop into this journey, right? Whether it's trading, whether it's real estate, whether it's just being who you want to be, understand your why and really get deep down in it and dig deep into what you want to do and why you're even doing it. Because if you can figure that out, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to take you way further. It's going to have you doing this journey way longer. Drip's why is so big. He's doing this for 10 years, right?
Yeah, listen, like something that I kind of got into like pretty early was that like a lot of people say have fun in your 20s and da 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 da. What I'm not with that. I want to have fun later because what it seems like is that all the people that were having fun in their 20s is still working jobs in their 30s and 40s. I ain't with that. I got the most energy right now. I got the most like time to take risks. So if you're in your early 20s, don't think, oh nah, it's too early to start thinking about investing and building long term wealth and figure out how I'm gonna retire, things like that. Your 20s is your perfect time to really start thinking about that stuff and actually start taking action behind it because you got the most time to take risks. Like right
Yeah.
now, if you put your whole net worth into the stock market, right? You have 40, 60 years for it to do whatever. You know what
And
I'm
right now is a
saying?
really good time, man. The stock market is
It-
down. Hey, hey, you
it's
listen to
super
this.
down.
Yeah, get in it now because it's look, Bitcoin's at like 82, 84.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and honestly, if you miss this the crazy run up in precious metals, like 15 trillion was just wiped off of the market
wiped.
at the end of last week. You know what I'm saying? And that it's not saying, oh, the metals are crashing. What a lot of people don't actually know or really understand here in America is that those are manipulated prices. You go look at the prices overseas, gold and silver are still high. You feel me? So what we're seeing right now is very directly manipulated. You dig what I'm saying? So like metals are going to like it's kind of coiling itself up to skyrocket very high. And I know that may sound lofty to some other people that don't really aren't really all in the mix like I am, but um that little 15 trillion that was wiped off is going to be magically back into those exact markets within a couple of weeks. Like no, nothing fundamentally has changed. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that move wasn't driven by anything like nothing's changed in the world. Like all the bad stuff is still the bad stuff. All the good stuff is still the good stuff. Like inflation is still happening. Is you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And like when you're talking about precious metals and inflation, it's like our president himself said he don't care about the fact that the dollar's falling. It's like, okay, well, that means that our government's not going to do any kind of intervention for it. You know what I mean? You got to kind of read between the lines when the headlines are kind of trying to confuse you and make you interpret panic as like not an opportunity. Anytime the markets are panicking, you should be looking for opportunities because
Yep.
when there's the most fear in the market equals the most money to be made. Simply,
And that
simply,
speaking
simply
on that
put.
word opportunity, that's a question I get. What people always want to know, like, what do I do? And I always tell them, I'm an opportunist. I find opportunities and I take advantage of them. Like with Drip, I don't know. I'm not a trader. I don't want to be a trader. I don't know how to trade. But when Drip came and told me, hey, I got this bot that will trade for you and help you make money, that's an opportunity. I'm taking full advantage of it, right? You don't have to even tell me twice. You tell me something that's an opportunity, I'm diving deep in, right? Because I'm an opportunist, right? I'm in sales. Sales is an opportunity for me, right? To grow, to make as much money as I want to make, to not have no commission, to have commissions with uncapped and traveling and be able to close
Mission.
deals and close contracts with billion-dollar, million-dollar corporation. I mean, I literally just signed a billion-dollar company 2 weeks ago and just launched them this week. But I'm an opportunist. I
How did
look
that
for
feel? How did
opportunities.
that how did that feel like signing $1 billion company? How did that feel?
I'll be honest, it's not like when you really look at it, people every we all wake up the same, we all bleed, we are all the same people, right? These people that are running, like these plant managers, these directors are helping to keep these big corporations going and manufacturing the goods. They're regular people. They go out and have beers. They watch the football games. They go to the
True,
same
true.
restaurants. They drive the same type of cars. They drive trucks, maybe a little bit nicer cars, maybe a little bit bigger of a
Maybe good
house,
night.
but they do the exact same things that we do. And like I think one thing that's helped me out with working with these bigger companies, doing these bigger deals, is that I look at them as the same. Even though I'm 24, every room I walk into, I am the youngest in the room by at least 10 to 15 years. Every room, right?
For
But I
sure.
come in with the energy. Hey, we're the same person. I don't come in there, scared. I'm just myself. I talk the same. I say the same. I crack jokes. I make fun of people. I cuss a little bit. But when you walk into these they're the same people. They just are
Right.
me and you. They think the same. When they see something bad happening, because you think it's bad, we all think it's bad. When we all think something's good, we most of them all think it's good. We're literally the same people. And when you can just bring everybody to your same level of playing field, it just makes it a lot more easier to talk to them, to have actual conversations, not where you're stuttering every 5 words you say something, or you just, ramble for 15 minutes. No, we're having a conversation, right? We're on the same level playing field, and that's what it feels like. I think that's something that helps me out a lot. Is just knowing that I'm on the same level playing field as everybody else, and don't look at them as too big of people. We're all just people here trying to figure out a way to, make our lives better, make our family better.
So I have 103K saved in a high yield savings account. Where would you stick that now? Where would I stick it now if I had it? I would leave it where it's at. I mean, like, if you're looking for more gains, then like I recommend getting an asset manager. But I
Yeah,
mean, you've done well having it having it in a in,
103.
in
Yeah,
a high yield savings account now. Um,
I would go try to make that money
Question:
work for you a little
if
bit.
you don't mind answering it, how old are you? Because that, like, letting me know your time horizon gives me a little bit more perspective on you like your risk profile. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're you know 22 years old, then I'm gonna tell you to take half of it and take it to an asset manager. 40. Oh yeah, take half of it, take it to an asset manager. You're still young
Yeah,
in the game. You're still young in
yeah,
the game. Like, a lot of people don't realize Warren Buffett made the majority of his fortune after the age of 50. After the age of 50. You dig what I'm saying? So like you have a pretty decent time horizon. I'd say, listen, we are a manager of capital. You guys can check out, all of our offerings and what we do. But go do some research, have some
yeah,
consultations, talk with some folks, see, who can, take your capital to some higher heights. But at your level, I'd always recommend capital asset management. You know what I'm saying? Because
100%.
in this day and age, now I also recommend you be very selective. Because a lot of asset managers, I'll say, just from being an asset manager, being in this space, are lazy, super passive. Just putting it in the for sure's. You're for sure 1 to 2% every 6 months. Like, um, and it's like, I'm not saying that I don't want to, like, talk down on that. It's strategic, and it is stable. But in a time where you need about 2.3 million to retire on a $80,000 a year salary, inflation adjusted, you should probably go for the best returns you can possibly get,
Yep,
not the safest, especially
yep.
with having a time horizon like yourself. You
One
can
thing I
be a
will
little
ask you
bit more
too,
risky.
um, you're saving 5K a month. One thing I would get is diversify. I'm big. I like real estate. I like investment. I would say go find a person that's a real estate investor. Just you can look on Facebook, literally Facebook, and go to a real estate meetup and tell them what you got going, get an asset manager and get some real estate going and put the money in the bricks, put the money in the market and watch it grow over time. I mean, with 103K, man, and you've got a lot of leverage to do a lot of different things with.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um, when you just save, I mean, we all like saving money, of course, but we got
Inflation.
inflation. Like, I mean, you're
Inflation is
literally,
eating. It's like,
yeah,
don't
like,
get me wrong. So the next question actually was, why is surviving the market more important than being right? And that kind of goes into, like, capital preservation, right? So it depends on with the answer to that. It depends on your time horizon, because, like, at 40 years old, you don't have to be super right with every single one of your financial moves. You know what I'm saying? You can take
exactly.
it. You can take a L because you have the time horizon to eat it back before you retire. You know what I'm saying? So uh, you have the liquidity to take slight risks, but you also have enough liquidity to bite any risks. You dig what I'm saying? So definitely like I'm not recommending you just like do away with your high yield savings account. High
No.
yield savings accounts are amazing. I have
Yep.
one. I always keep one. But definitely diversifying into some more things. Talking with an asset manager for sure, for sure. There's a lot of people out there that can give you some great advice on how to go ahead and get that working for you now. Because it's not a better time. Um, at 50, I'll have a 100K pension. What? So you're good. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You planned very well. It seems like you planned very well to this point. A year that is. Yeah. So okay,
Well, what are you trying
you
to
don't
do?
have to do much.
Yeah. I mean, are you trying to be are you
you
trying to
you
go
could just
ball?
chill.
Yeah. I guess it really
you
just
can
depends what the lifestyle you want. Like I don't.
yeah. Honestly, yeah. We'd have to really have an in-depth consultation about some more information that you probably don't want to put out there all on the live in front of everybody to really
Yeah.
gauge where you want to go, because it's now for you it's just a matter of like how you want your lifestyle. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're good. You've gotten good advice to this point. You clearly got some good people around you. I just want to chill at retirement and not keep working. Well, I mean,
What's your
then leave it.
chill?
Then yeah, it depends. It
Because
depends what your chill is. Because I
I
mean,
literally watched this. I watched this video when this guy was like, being rich is basically being able to do whatever you want whenever you want it. And he was like,
right.
if if that is you living in a one bedroom apartment in a rough neighborhood and having a car and you don't have to work and you got food on the table, but you live in a trash neighborhood and you're cool with that, technically you're rich, right? But
Yeah,
if
you're
you
rich
want
today.
yeah.
You got
If you're
everything
rich
you
to
need.
that, yeah. But if you want to live in a freaking high-rise apartment, or you want to live in a 6,000 square foot house with a Lamborghini and a Porsche parked out front and not have to work, then that's a different level. So honestly, it's
Yeah,
what do you want to get out of it? Like, what is your chill, right? Because my chill, Drip's chill, your chill might be two totally different things.
and these are the
Um,
things you want to define before you even go to
yep,
talk to an asset manager, because they're gonna ask you these things. You know what I'm saying? And you wanna have that. You know what I'm saying? Solidify it. It just kind of makes the process a little easier, so they can kind of understand where you're at and where to take you, because you seem to have a lot of room to work with, right? So
100%.
it's just a matter of preference at this point. The next question we got up here was why do people keep confusing confidence with discipline?
Mm,
Because okay, so I'll answer it from a like trader standpoint, and then you can answer it from like a business standpoint.
okay.
So like from a trader standpoint, trending markets are beautiful, right? And when trending markets are beautiful, you don't necessarily have to be right when you're trading, because you're just trading with the trend, and it's just right to trade with the trend, you know what I'm saying. But uh market conditions shift, change, and structures look different all the time. And so like I can speak to my own experience when I was back in, was it 2021, early 2021. I had crazy euphoria. I thought I was untouchable in the markets. I was over leveraging absolutely too much. And then I got wiped out completely in like three different accounts, right? And it's because I got used to trading a specific style, a specific way, and then it wasn't working anymore. And it happens in markets. Even if you have a strategy that works, time tested, you'll have a month, 2 months of it not being a good, not working. You know what I'm saying? That happens. But it's a matter of being able to not get wiped out when your strategy doesn't work, because risk management is always supposed to be you know front and foremost. I let my confidence overshadow my risk management, and that's why I got wiped out. And that's where confidence you know is uh I don't want to say having confidence in the markets is a bad thing. That's I don't want to preach that. But overconfidence is very easy to get in financial markets. So when it comes to not getting that, it's just you have to be more disciplined than confident. Like you have to say my discipline is higher than my confidence. So
Mm.
always take into account you can be wrong. You can be wrong. And what do I lose when I'm wrong? And if you always think about that, you'll probably stop blowing accounts. You'll probably stop blowing your accounts. Now from a business perspective, what does that
And
look like?
I'm gonna switch it up because I kind of got a similar question, right? It's
Mm.
consistency and discipline versus motivation, right? And motivation we can kind of put as confidence, right? And me personally, I am against motivation. I hate the word motivation. If you look on my Instagram, I always say this is not motivation, it's the lifestyle change, right? Because motivation is January 1st, right? When everybody wants to go work out in the gym, they want to start eating healthy, they want to start saving money. And then February 1st, nobody's in the gym, nobody's eating healthy anymore, and they spend all their
Right.
money eating out. That's motivation, right? Discipline is where you can find lifestyle change, where you can be, when you can find like how disciplined I am, right? I have alarm clocks for each time of the day where I'm going to be doing each different things. That's discipline, right? That means I'm on a consistent clock, on a consistent schedule, staying consistent, and over that just builds
Even when you don't
discipline.
feel like doing it.
When I don't feel like it, when I don't feel like looking at these real estate, looking at these different properties for real estate, and I get that alarm clock at 7 p.m. that says, Kim, you need to go look at your properties that you talked to today, and you go start getting out your offers. I don't feel like doing it, but I'm so disciplined that I have to. If I was motivated, the motivation already faded off, right? When I first
Yeah,
got into looking at real estate,
yeah.
I was,
I was
bro,
motivated a few years ago.
yeah, I was excited. I was like, this is great. This is the best thing in the world. I'm not motivated anymore. I'm now just disciplined. I don't want to look at properties every day. I don't want to make phone calls every day. I don't want to cold call every day, right? But I'm disciplined enough to keep doing it. When you're motivated, you'll do it for 2, 3, 4 months, right? And when it stops working, when you go a whole week without closing deals or a whole month without closing deals, then you lose the motivation
Then
and the
you think it don't
discipline.
work.
You don't, yeah. But the discipline is what's going to keep you, like with trading, right? When you're a motivated trader, you hop in, you you do two different techniques, three different techniques, right? You hop in there, bam, you just throw
Jumping
something
crazy.
and make some money, and you happy. Oh, I got it now. I got it now. And then now you crack 4 weeks straight where you make no money because you weren't disciplined. You didn't have.
Oh, now trading is a scam.
Yeah, now it's a scam because you didn't have, yeah, you didn't have any discipline. You were just making some money and were happy with making it, even though you weren't doing it the disciplined way. When you're disciplined, you create, what's the word? Oh man,
When you're disciplined, discipline it just creates consistency. It's just consistency over
yeah,
time, and it's like it's much easier. Honestly, like going from a point of being motivated to discipline, it's easier. It's easier.
yep,
You don't have to fight yourself to get up so much after you're disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Because it's just like this is what I gotta do. There's
What I have
not
to do.
much choice and option there. It's just do it.
It's
It's just a matter of getting it done. And I think that really I hope that hits home for a lot of folks because like the biggest part of succeeding, like the biggest hurdle that a lot of people don't get past is starting, getting it done. Like it's just starting to get the task done to actually be successful. It's like a lot of people I don't think decide to handle the responsibility of being successful because it's a responsibility. You know, you have to actually take accountability for your mess ups just like you take accountability for your uh um wins, your gains. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know why you took a L, you're not being disciplined enough. If you can't pinpoint why you took a L, and that's for business and traders, especially for traders. If you don't know why your trade is going against you, then you shouldn't have been trading that. You dig what I'm saying? Like they're very clear drivers in these markets. Now, granted, that gold drop, that was manipulation. I'm not talking about that. The gold and silver drop, that was straight manipulation. If you got caught up in that crash, I am sorry for you. I had stop losses really deep in profit. I just got stopped out of my trades. I was saying on the live show, don't get in on this right now. Let it cool off. I really hope folks actually, tapped into that because I was, when you got a run up so violent, you can, reasonably get a pullback just as violent. You know what I'm saying? So, I pray that there's most of my audience, not caught up in all that, but that drop was definitely not amongst what you see in traditional markets. That's like a once in a generation, once in a half generation kind of move there on gold. Um Last question here though I have. If I had to strip everything down, what's one principle I'm building everything around? Transparency. I just want to be honest with y'all. I just want to just shed light on a bunch of obscure fields that, seem confusing and boring, and make them real simple and clear for everybody to understand, because like these markets aren't, they're not that complicated. Like, yeah, I'm a smart guy, but they're not that complicated. And once you kind of understand what really, moves things around, then it becomes like clockwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about you?
We're gonna go back to discipline. If I strip everything down and I was it just one thing that I want to be doing? Question, right?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always want to be disciplined. Like that just takes care of so many different areas of your life, right? You could be disciplined with your family, with your wife, with your job, with your health, with your mental health, with your relationship with Christ. Like you can be disciplined in so many areas of life. We just build process and procedures that can take you from A to B. Right. I just that's if that's the only thing I can do. I just want to be disciplined, right? It just takes care of so many things. When you're disciplined, you'll be transparent with people, right? Because you're not going to want to screw anybody over when you're.
Oh, your sound cut out. Oh no.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
got
Business don't stop. That was the business line. I don't know who that called me on a Saturday morning, but but somebody
right on.
was.
No.
Um, but yeah, like I said, just me discipline is just has taken me so far in life, right? I mean, when you're disciplined, that's where you get lucky, right? Because I feel like a lot of the ways people catch those big breaks is luck, but you don't get lucky if you're not disciplined and doing it day in and
Mhm.
day out. The reason that you take it off, you've
Gotta
been
be in the
trading
right time, right place in the right
at the right
time.
time to
And it's
get
like
that
the only
luck.
way to ensure that you're in the right place at the right time is to be consistent and always be in the right place at the right
And
time.
that's why you're in the where you're at right now. You've been doing it for 10 years. You have, I mean, over a 10-year span, I can
Doing the
guarantee you're
same
gonna,
thing, you can't not be successful. If you're
yeah,
doing one thing for 10 years, it's very hard not to be successful at it. And if you've been doing trading for anything longer than 3 to 5 years and you haven't found success, then I think I think your mindset's just not in the right place. I think you probably think it's a gambling, casino. Cuz after that like 3 to 5 year mark, at least where I've seen, because I've seen a lot of traders go from not profitable to profitable. You kind of something kind of clicks for a lot of traders in the risk mindset. So it's like I was told, like originally as a jit, I was told, hey, listen, if you just do this for 5 years straight, you're gonna be successful no matter what. I've seen other people not be successful, but I can't speak to exactly what they were doing for that 5 years. You dig what I'm saying? So I was around quite a lot of individuals that were giving me very good advice on my mindset and on how to view the markets, right? But it's like, listen, it's free to learn how to do this. You know what I'm saying? We got free courses, other people got free courses. So, if you're not finding success in the space, then reach out. We got mentorship. We got all kind of ways for you to learn how to do this, pretty easily. And for all my entrepreneurs, just stay tapped in so you can watch us build this whole big conglomerate we got going on over here,
Oh
because we're
yeah,
just going to keep giving you insights on what we're doing, what's working for us, the things that we're kind of keeping an eye on, taking note of, stuff like that. So just tap in, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and that bell icon. All that's gonna tell the algorithm that this is lit content, needs to get pushed further to more people, right? If you don't have any more closing notes, then I'll go ahead and close it out, Ken.
I'm good. I'm good, man. Let's
All
keep
right, I
working.
love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.